1 hour a day is enough. The morning light filtered through Sarah's bedroom window, casting gentle shadows across the cluttered nightstand. Empty coffee cups from rushed mornings sat beside unopened books, their spines catching the pale sunlight. Sarah pulled the covers over her head, dreading the familiar sound of her alarm that would soon pierce the quiet. For months now, every day had felt the same. Wake up late, rush to work, sit through endless meetings, come home exhausted, collapse on the couch, and repeat. The dreams she once had of learning photography, of finally writing that novel, of taking up yoga, they all seemed to slip further away with each passing day. There's just no time, she whispered to herself, the same excuse she'd been using for 3 years now. Her phone buzzed. A text from her sister Emma. Found something that might help. Check your email when you get a chance. Love you. Sarah sighed and rolled out of bed. Emma was always finding self-help articles and motivational videos, though Sarah appreciated her sister's caring nature. As she shuffled to the kitchen to make coffee, she wondered what Emma had discovered this time. The day unfolded exactly as Sarah expected. Traffic jams, back-to-back meetings, a lunch eaten hurriedly at her desk while answering emails. By 6 in the evening, she was back home, shoes kicked off by the door, her energy completely drained. She remembered Emma's text and opened her laptop. In her inbox was a message with the subject line, "This changed my perspective, just 1 hour, Sarah." Curious, Sarah clicked the link. It led to an audiobook preview titled, "1 hour a day is enough." The cover was simple and clean, with a small clock symbol that somehow felt reassuring rather than pressuring. "What if I told you," the narrator's voice began, calm and measured, "that transforming your life doesn't require dramatic changes or endless hours of effort? What if all it took was 1 single hour each day?" Sarah found herself leaning forward, listening intently. The voice continued, "Not an hour stolen from sleep or family time. Not an hour that adds stress to your day. But 1 intentional hour, chosen by you, for you." The preview ended, leaving Sarah sitting in the quiet of her living room. She looked around at her space, the guitar gathering dust in the corner, the stack of art supplies she'd bought 2 years ago, still in their plastic bags. The running shoes by the door that hadn't seen pavement in months. 1 hour, just 60 minutes. The idea seemed almost too simple, too easy. Sarah had always believed that real change required massive effort, complete life overhauls, perfect conditions. But what if that wasn't true? She thought about her evenings. After dinner, she usually spent 3 hours mindlessly scrolling through social media or watching shows she didn't really enjoy. 3 hours of time that left her feeling empty rather than fulfilled. What if she took just 1 of those hours and did something different? Sarah closed her laptop and walked over to the dusty guitar. She picked it up, feeling the smooth wood beneath her fingers. It had been a gift from her father years ago, back when she'd dreamed of playing songs around a campfire with friends. She sat on her couch and strummed a tentative chord. It sounded awful, her fingers were stiff and out of practice. But there was something wonderful about the sound filling her quiet apartment. 1 hour, she said aloud, testing the words. The next evening, instead of immediately reaching for her phone after dinner, Sarah set a gentle timer for 60 minutes. She picked up the guitar and began working through basic chord progressions she found online. Her fingers stumbled, the transitions were clunky, but something inside her felt different. Alive. When the timer chimed softly, she was surprised. The hour had passed quickly, without the dragging sensation she usually felt during her evening routine. The following night, she did it again, and again the night after that. By the end of the first week, Sarah noticed something unexpected. The guitar practice wasn't just improving her musical skills, it was changing how she felt about her entire day. Knowing she had that 1 hour to look forward to made the difficult moments at work feel more bearable. She started varying her focus. Some nights were for guitar, others for writing in a journal she'd never touched. One evening, she spent the hour organizing her photo albums, rediscovering memories she'd forgotten. 3 weeks in, Sarah's coworker David noticed the change. "You seem different lately," he said during their coffee break. "More, I don't know, present. Like you're actually here instead of just going through the motions." Sarah smiled, thinking of her 1-hour commitment. "I guess I've been making time for things that matter to me." "That sounds nice," David said wistfully. "I keep meaning to get back into reading, but I never have time." "What if you just tried 1 hour?" Sarah suggested gently. "Not every day, even. Just when you feel like it. 1 hour can be enough." David looked surprised, as if he'd never considered that small steps counted as real progress. 2 months into her new routine, Sarah realized something profound had shifted. The hour she dedicated to herself had begun to influence the other 23 hours of her day. She found herself more patient in traffic, more creative in her problem solving at work, more present in conversations with friends. The guitar playing had progressed too. She could now play simple songs, and the joy she felt when the chords flowed together was unlike anything she'd experienced in years. One evening, as autumn light faded outside her window, Sarah picked up her phone and called Emma. "I wanted to thank you," Sarah said, "for that audiobook link you sent. The 1-hour thing. I wasn't sure you'd actually listen to it," Emma laughed. "But you sound different. Happier." "I am happier," Sarah said, looking around her apartment. The guitar now sat proudly on a stand rather than gathering dust. Her journal lay open on the coffee table, filled with thoughts and dreams she'd started believing in again. "It turns out 1 hour really is enough. Not enough to master everything, but enough to remember who I am underneath all the rushing around." "What are you going to do with your hour tonight?" Emma asked. Sarah smiled, watching the last of the sunset paint her walls golden. "I think I'm going to write. I have this story I've been wanting to tell." After they said goodbye, Sarah sat quietly for a moment, grateful for the simple discovery that had changed everything. She had learned that transformation didn't require perfect conditions or unlimited time. It just required one small, consistent commitment to herself. She opened her laptop and began to write, the timer set softly beside her. Outside, the world continued its frantic pace, but inside her apartment, time moved gently, purposefully, one precious hour at a time.